What's going on, YouTube? Well, the countdown continues, guys, and we're back at it again. So we got a few updates this week, guys. We got C8 Z06 flippers. We have C8 annual service costs nearly 3 times more than the C7. Crazy. And then we also have new pricing hints from GM. Let's get into it. Hang on, guys, I almost forgot. These videos are short and direct, guys, but I put a lot of time and effort into it. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. It helps me to continue to create this good content for you guys, and it takes the legwork out of you thumbing through websites to find this information. All right, back to the business. Flippers and sellers, guys. As of this week, there were over 1,600 2020 and 2022, or should I say 2020 through 2022, C8s listed on Car Gurus. There were over 2,000 listed on Cars.com. The highest priced C8 I saw was a 2021 3LT with 5 miles, listed for $191K. Guys, this is absolutely insane. But listen, if you can get it, go for it. I'm not mad at these guys. And speaking of being mad, I've spoken to a lot of people. I've read some things online. There's a lot of folks that are not too happy with folks flipping cars. So let's just take a look at it. If we look at doing the deal, right, we're going to take the C8 number 1, 95K with options. And I'm not building this thing all the way out with carbon fiber wheels. I'm just making an example here. But C8 number 1, 95K with options. C8 number 2, 95K with options. If somebody buys 2 of these cars, or they have an order in for 2 Z06s, they get 2 of them, 95 tops out. That's 190K for both of the cars. Now they sell the C8 number 2 for, let's just say, 125K. That's 30 grand over the price that they paid for the car, right? So now let's take the 125K away from the initial 190K that they paid for 2 Z06s, and they walk away with a $65,000 C8 Z06. You're not really going to beat that, you know? If I had the opportunity to do it, I would probably do it too. So I can't really fault these guys. I don't think that we should get mad at folks for doing business. It's just a natural progression. It is what it is. So I don't think that we should get mad at these guys, but I do understand. We kind of feel as if somebody's taking an allocation that could be designated for somebody else at MSRP. But at the end of the day, guys, business is business. I can't really fault a deal like this. Had I had the foresight to get into it and the money to get into it, I may have opted to put 2 orders in for Z06s at 2 different locations myself to take delivery for 2 vehicles, sell 1 with a markup, and then walk away with the car for 65K. You really can't beat it. At the end of the day, guys, it's a gamble. And speaking of gambling, if this dice lands on number 2, why don't you hit that subscribe button for me? All right, hopefully you guys hit that subscribe button. Now, per an article I read, it states that the average service cost spent by 2020 Corvette owners over a 12-month period was $967. That's for 12 months. The 2019 C7 over the same time period was $359 over a 12-month period. The average cost spent on service visits for 2018 and the 2017 C7 owners was about $350 for the 2018 and $296 for the 2017. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video, thumbnails on the screen. A lot of folks didn't believe me when I said it. I had mentioned that the service would go up and the cost of ownership would be more than the C7. It kind of has to. I mean, it's a mid-engine vehicle. It takes a little bit longer to get to the access points of where you need to service. So common sense would tell us that it's going to take a little bit more time to service the vehicle, which in turn is going to cost a little bit more money. Now, I don't foresee this as being an issue for the type of car that we're going to be driving. Personally, if it costs me $1,000 to maintain this vehicle a year, I'm perfectly happy with that. So I don't particularly see this as a bad thing. It is what it is. It's the cost of ownership. It's the cost of driving a now supercar. All right, now we jump into the pool of plenty, but we're still just not quite there yet. GM hints at Z06 MSRP. So a GM product marketing manager stated the following: "We do not have it all finalized out yet, but we are telling people basically if you are used to comparing the previous generation Stingray to Z06, base-to-base pricing, it shouldn't be something you don't expect." So basically what they're saying, guys, is if you're used to that linear pricing difference between the two, you should probably expect something similar. Now, that information was introduced on a podcast last week, and they stated that pricing would be released soon. It's been suggested that the pricing would follow the previous year's Stingray to Z06 pricing difference of $24,000 to $27,000. Now, this is good news. However, we don't yet know what the MSRP is on the 2023 Stingray yet. If he's right, the guy who actually mentioned this information, which is the GM product marketing manager, we could be looking at an introductory MSRP of $89,195 on the high end, assuming that there are no price adjustments on the 2023 Stingray. So basically what I'm saying is if we use the base pricing on the 2022 Stingray, you're going to come up with, on the high side, a number of $89,195, which I think is just absolutely phenomenal. This is all good news, guys. And in the weeks to come, some of you early reservationists are going to be cranking up this engine and driving this car off your local lots. Until next week, be cool, guys. See ya.